Hi. Oh my god, I'm so tired. So I don't even know how to start this because I'm so exhausted and I hardly slept last night. I'm in Miami. I thought that I would kind of vlog slash like maybe do some tutorials for like whatever events that I go to. I am here for the Super Bowl and I forgot to bring my other lens, which is why I'm so fucking close to you right now. Otherwise, and I don't have a mic. I can move back a little bit though. That's probably a little bit better. So we're not like all up in each other's faces. So right now I'm trying to upload my Tati Blendiful video, and the fucking computer keeps going black, and every single time it does, it disconnects from the internet, and then it literally is saying that it's gonna take like an hour and 5 minutes to upload it, and it was supposed to be like 40. So I was gonna show you around the hotel. It's kind of, I mean, we're at the Mondrian in Miami Beach. Did I say that I'm here for the Super Bowl? Who cares, it doesn't matter. This is actually going to be the first football game that I ever go to. Professional football, I guess. I went to like high school games, maybe like 1 or 2. Anyway, that's it. I'm traveling. I'm so exhausted. I didn't sleep at all. I have a problem right now. I used the Loving Tan Self Tanner, not that you can tell because I still look white as fuck, but the only foundation that I packed for myself is Pat McGrath Light Medium 14, which is too dark for me by like a few shades, and I'm like, shit. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, I really don't know. That's it. That's the beginning.
This is gonna be my little makeup setup right here. We moved the table from the dining room to be in front of the window, which obviously is just like white because of the exposure right now. By the way, Miami, this is about as Miami as it gets for me. Okay? Like, I saw all these bitches running around, and they were bitches, by the way, because I could tell because of the things they were saying. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, that's as Miami as it gets for Alex. Unfortunately, the majority of this vlog is probably to be shot on my phone because I'm an idiot and I accidentally only packed my prime lens. I'm so stupid. A prime lens is basically fixed. You can't zoom it or like zoom in or zoom out. And it's literally like all up in here. Like, I have to be so far away from things for you to be able to see them. Anyway, I wanted to complain about the sink. I don't like this. There is nowhere for me to put my shit. Down here, we have this little like situation, and it's like, the fuck, you know what I mean? And then down here, we have this little situation, and it's also like, the fuck. Like, can we please just look at how much room this stupid bathroom has? Okay. There's all this wasted space. There's all this wasted space. Ready? Do you want more wasted space? There's like look at how, like, you could put something anywhere over here. Something that I could hold some shit. No, literally nothing. There's no drawers or anything. The shower is really pretty, but like, whatever. And then also the only full-length mirror in this entire bathroom, and the entire hotel room, it's foggy right now because I just took a shower, is in the shower. The fuck is that? Like, that's a fantastic place for a full-length mirror, just saying.
last night we went to, I don't even know, I don't go to clubs, okay? And it was like fun eventually. I have to be so wasted to be able to have fun in those kinds of environments. But we got hooked up, so a friend of ours was able to get us like a table upstairs, like in a balcony. Because when you're just like on the floor and people, I can't tell you how many times when we got there, people were just like running into my shoulders, and I'm like, it's one of the reasons that I hate clubs. I hate the music. I hate all the like I guess the lights are kind of cool. Like, it looks cool, you know? But, like, all the people, and there's, like, so many creepy people there, and they just, like, you're all crammed into a little place, and people are, like, running into your shoulders, and no one says, excuse me. Like, I'm just, like, I think I'm too polite for that kind of thing. But then it makes me want to kill when people run into me, so, you know? Anyway, just wanted to give you guys a little update. I am going to film, no matter what. Somehow. I wanted to film doing my makeup last night, because it was baller. But I have 2 batteries for my little mini ring light, and they kept dying. And I was like, that's cool. Shit, how am I gonna do that? I gotta figure this out. This is not an ideal setup. I really fucked up by bringing one lens. It doesn't matter. Anyway, maybe I'll do like a little, I don't know. We're probably gonna keep it kind of chill. I'm rambling right now because I had way too much to drink, and I don't even know where my like brain is right now. But yeah, I've been taking like mini videos, but I just don't want this whole thing to be like, stupid montage of like Miami with like music or something, you know what I mean? Miami is what I thought Vegas would be, if that makes sense. So if you've been to Vegas, it's so cheap and cheesy and gross and like disgusting. And for some reason I thought that it was gonna be like better. You know? I don't know why I had that idea. Like, I know, obviously, like, Vegas is going to be cheap and cheesy and gross, but, like, for whatever reason, Miami's, like, what Vegas should be, maybe. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't hate it. But, like, I am pretty sick of seeing just, like, fake tits and fake asses everywhere. I actually talked to a doctor about this last night. It was a great conversation. A friend of a friend's was there. It was a doctor, and I was like, what do you think about all of this? And he was like, you just see it everywhere now. It was funny. Anyway, those are the kinds of conversations that I have at a nightclub. Anyway, tonight we're going to some party, and Lady Gaga's gonna be there. I don't really know. I've had kind of a checkered past with Gaga in them. I was a huge fan, and then House Labs happened, and I don't know, sort of disillusioned by it all. You know? Oh, I was just downstairs getting, so we stay at the Mondrian, which is, I don't know, it doesn't matter, I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but, so we stayed at the Mondrian, and, I was just downstairs looking like a dad who just went to, like, drop his kids off at work, wearing my dad's sneakers, you know how I do, and, Nick Lachey is, like, sitting downstairs, like, having a chat with people. There's a bunch of famous football players staying at this hotel, so it's like kind of weird, and I don't know who anybody is. So like they're walking around and like you can kind of tell because their shoes always match their tie and other accessories, you know. They'll have like bright purple shoes, bright purple tie, bright purple something else, ice. But it's just funny because I don't know who any of these people are, so I'm just walking around like whatever. I don't know anything about football, but Nick Lachey looks so old now. It's funny when you see celebrities in person, because sometimes they look amazing, but a lot of the time they just look so much tinier. Like, especially the men. Like, I think he's probably like 6 foot, but he just looks so small. I don't know, it's weird. But also, I'm 5'2", and people always think I'm like 5'8", so whatever, I'm just rambling. These are my thoughts. These are an introvert's opinions of, or first impressions of Miami and the Super Bowl. Is that what my title should be? Maybe I'll just tell you about my plane experience now. So when I got here, it was just basically like a whirlwind. Like, it just started. I got here late. My boyfriend's been working like crazy, so it's been like trying to do things with him, and then he has to go off and do things, and then like basically while he's working, I'm like getting ready to go out and do the next thing. You know what I mean? But my flight here, I sat next to a total cokehead, like having withdrawals. I was tweeting about it because I was able to get Wi-Fi on the plane, so I flew JetBlue, and I was so uncomfortable, like so uncomfortable. So I just had to put this information out there. So I sit down. This is gonna be story time. So I sit down in my seat, and there's a guy sitting next to me in the middle seat, and the aisle seat is empty, and we're waiting to see if like no one will sit in the aisle so that we can like have a little bit more room. So that's the conversation that's being had. Seems totally fine. Nice guy, introduces himself, asks me like, oh, like where, because I flew into Fort Lauderdale, and he's like, oh, do you live in LA or Fort Lauderdale, blah, 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 like just small talk, nothing weird. And he was like, wouldn't it be so great if like nobody sat in the aisle, and then we could, you know, it'd stretch out a little bit. And so he seems totally, you know, totally fine. And then nobody sits down. They say that the doors are closed, and he's like, great. So he like moves over to the aisle seat. Okay, that's the last that we speak. Because I was like, I'm putting headphones in, I have a video to edit, I was editing my Tati video, my Blendiful video. So like maybe 30, 40 minutes into the flight, maybe like 20, 30 minutes is when I start noticing this. I start feeling my like seat being jolted. And like, it's annoying at first, and I'm assuming like, oh, it's the person behind me and they're just like kicking my seat. So it keeps happening, it seems to be getting like more and more. And so I'm kind of like doing that thing where you look around and you're like, yo, the fuck? Like, cut it out, stop kicking my seat. Anyway, it doesn't stop. It's continuing to get worse and worse and worse. And so finally in my, like, periph, I see this guy over here. Aisle seat guy. I can't remember what he said his name was. And he is, like, twitching the fuck out. Like, twitching like crazy. Like, not like normal, because I thought there was a lot of turbulence when we first took off. I was like, oh, maybe he is, like, a nervous flyer, and he's, like, jumpy with the turbulence. No. Or like maybe it's Tourette's or something like that, because like you don't want to stare at someone. So I'm like, you know, slowly trying to assess the situation while facing forward and kind of like doing one of these. But it just keeps like, he's like shaking his legs and doing this and like hitting himself in the chin and like scrolling profusely on his phone. And then he'd like sit there and he'd be like still for a second, and then his hands would just be like he was constantly doing that shit. It looked like, and then it took a little while, but then he was like sniffing constantly, and I was like, this dude is having major withdrawals right now. Like, this is insane. It lasted the whole fucking flight. Like, basically from the moment that like I noticed my seat being jolted, it got worse and worse and worse and worse, and then did not stop until the end. And like he was having like full-on body like convulsions, and I probably would have thought that it was like some kind of a like seizure or like Tourette's or something if he wasn't sniffing so much, but he was constantly like doing that. I was like, and then he got up a couple times to go to the bathroom, and the people around us everyone was kind of like, the fuck's going on over here? Like, no. Because whenever flight attendants would come over, he would like try to hold it together like as best as he could, but then as soon as they left, he'd be like, bah! Like, it was crazy. Anyway, then, super fun story. So by the end of that, I'm so ready to get on this fucking plane, or get like off this fucking plane. I just want to get in my Uber. I want to be there. Like, I think from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, it was supposed to be like 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the traffic. There wasn't a lot though. So find my Uber driver, get in the car, and we're starting to drive like out of the airport. And he's like, it sounds like he's like fucking with his door. He's like doing this sort of thing, but like I can't really see what's going on over there. But it sounds like his door isn't shutting. So it's like making that like loud like bang noise, like something's blocking it or something. So I was like, oh, is the door not shutting? And then he said sí. I don't speak Spanish. I know that means yes. So he continues to do it, and he's still driving, and like we're driving slow, we're going out of the airport, and I'm like, do you want to pull over and take care of that before we continue our journey? And he like said something in Spanish, but kind of like mumbling, and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. And then I said again, I was like, do you want to pull over? And then he says, oh, no inglés. And I was like, fuck. So I was like, oh, and I know how to say no habla español. So he was like, oh, we were both like, shit, like we can't talk to each other. So he's like continuing to fuck with the door and like speaking in Spanish, and I'm like I'm literally like, I said this to my brother, I was like, between the fucking cokehead on the plane and now my Uber driver only speaking Spanish, Narcos was not enough to prepare me for this fucking trip to Miami. So I'm trying to remember everything from Narcos, and all I can remember is tranquilla and iwaputa, and I don't think that those are going to like help me in this situation. So I'm starting to freak out because we're getting on the highway, and it sounds like he's like still trying to close the door, and he's like holding it shut, like it looks like he's holding it and driving and getting on the highway. And I'm like, I'm in a car, I can't communicate to this guy, like whatever, there's a total language barrier there, and he's like holding his door shut and we're getting on the highway. Like, I'm in a city that I don't know, like I don't want to do this. So I'm like trying to tell him, I'm like, can you pull over and like let me out and I'll like get another Uber driver because like I don't want to like be on the highway with you holding your door shut. Anyway, so I call my boyfriend because he speaks Spanish, thank God. And I'm like holding the phone up on speaker to this guy's ear and they're going back and forth and I'm freaking out. We're driving down the highway. He seems to like still be holding his fucking door. Anyway, the whole thing was a misunderstanding. Apparently he couldn't get his like window to go up and that's the sound that I was hearing. I don't know, but they were like talking back and forth. The door was totally fine. The guy was nice. He was trying to explain to my boyfriend, like, this isn't a good part of town. Like, I'm not just gonna drop her off on like the side of the highway, blah, 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 whatever. And then obviously like he took me to my hotel and I was like, I'm like in English saying like, sorry about that, like, you know, and like he knew what I was, he got a sense for it, but like he's responding to me in Spanish and we're like, yeah. It was so, oh my God. Great beginning to the trip. Great beginning. But yeah, other than that, Miami's been chill. Okay, I need to eat this chicken wrap or I'm gonna die. Legit, almost just dropped that entire chicken wrap on the ground. Just lost some lettuce.
Hey, so I was going to film doing my makeup today, but I had a disaster. For whatever reason, I don't know, it was like pilling up on me. I don't know what the fucking problem was, but I literally had to remove it like 4 times and start over, and then it ended up like not matching me at all. I like overcompensated way too much with the light foundation that I had to buy because I don't even know if I told you guys this. I told you this on Instagram, but I used Loving Tan and it's been a really long time since I did. And the foundation that matched, foundation and concealer that matched me when I last used it, it didn't get me as dark this time. So I was like, this isn't gonna work. So I had to go and pick up like a drugstore foundation and concealer. It's been a trip, you guys, especially makeup wise. Like every day has been such a, like just trial and error basically. Like nothing is working. Like my skin is reacting really weird to the air in the hotel, the humidity outside. Like it's just, oh my God. Anyway, well, oh, I also got lipstick in my hair. I don't know if you can see it anymore. It might look a little bit pink right here. But I was like, I literally got lipstick underneath my nail and then I was trying to like style my hair and I ran my hands through my hair and I got red in it and I was like, this day cannot get any worse right now. Also, it's pouring out. We're gonna go to a Lady Gaga concert, but like, I don't know, it's in a weird location and we're honestly just tired and I don't know, we're gonna go out to dinner and then I guess we'll just see. Yeah. All right, guys, it is game day. I'm getting ready to head over to the stadium. I have my fancy, well, it's somewhere over here. I have my fancy tailgate pass right here. I don't really know that much about this, but it's fancy. That's what my boyfriend told me. So I'm about to meet one of his friends downstairs. We're gonna head over to the stadium. Traffic's probably going to be insane. But yeah, I will see you at the game.
Tú eres puro, puro chantaje, puro, puro chantaje. Casi me... Stay
So I realized that I didn't have like any kind of outro for my video. So I just wanted to like quickly say that Miami was super fun. Super Bowl was super fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend both if you're, you know, in the area and it happens to be around that time. If you missed out on this one, hopefully you enjoy this little montage that I put together. And also let me know if you like this kind of video. I don't know. I told you guys that I would do it. I was hoping to do more like makeup tutorials when I was there, but I don't know. I had so many like meltdowns, makeup meltdowns, and also just the logistics of it. I kind of suck at this whole thing. So that was my first kind of like situation traveling like that and doing that sort of thing. So I don't know. If you're interested in like more day-to-day home, I'm the most boring person. So like, I don't know, but I have received some requests for that kind of thing. So if you're interested, let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That'll let me know. If not, just tell me in the comments down below. Don't give it a thumbs down. That's just like rude. You know, and I don't blame you. So I hold nothing against you if you're not into it. I did not film this look. I'm going to go eat dinner now because I'm starving. The amount of food that I ate there, oh, the food was so good. So good. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you want that to be, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to film next. Actually, that's not true. I have a list. Yeah, that's it. Gotta go. Bye.